teaching today will be coming from beloved Apollo and Lumini, volume 61, number 47. It's to purge a planet of ignorance. When I read that, it's kind of like a step in purging our planet of ignorance. It's like, wow, that is, as the old saying goes, pretty deep. And then it goes on to speak, follow the golden thread of the Divine Mother back to the heart of God. So at that point, you kind of get the idea that there's a reason for purging the planet, because all the things that we need that's not of the light of God, we need it purged from our system. We need it purged from being around us. As we make the call, and you've seen spider webs when they know that there's food being trapped, the vibration of the thread kind of shakes. So when we have to make that call, in our teaching today, it tells us about the golden thread, this divine thread that the Divine Mother is putting forth, that's giving us this opportunity to make that call to the Almighty. That as they are working with us and guiding us, giving us this opportunity to walk in that light and follow that guidance back to God, and to be one and understand and know how to be one. Because as they have given us this opportunity, you will find out shortly that it is written for that opportunity. As our beloved Apollo and Lumini tells us, they start off by saying there is a fountain of living flame of yellow-white fire that bubble and rises and fall in the center of our retreat. It is a focal point for the precipitation of fire as the water of the mother. O sacred fire in the heart of man, that is the heart of God, rise now as the fountain of illumination. Increase the awareness of the God mind, as they speaking it forth and asking that our light be increased, that mind of God, that the Almighty has written his law within our hearts. So it gives us an opportunity of having somewhere to draw from. So as we are asking to increase, Apollo and Lumina is asking for the increase of the awareness of God's mind within us. Let the topaz of that mind now be as a magnet to increase in the heart of all the wisdom of the solar logoi. And they start a chant of calling on God, of Elohim, Elohim, as we call forth that light, as we do it once now together, so that we will be able to draw together that light. So we'll repeat, Elohim, 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 as we call forth that God light in this hour, that it continue to radiate within our being. And now Apollo and Lumina goes on to say the seven mighty Elohim are forming a stellar formation across the cosmos this night, focalizing the five-pointed star of man's identification as the Christed One. See, they're already working for us to give us that guidance. This is the star of the appearing of your Christ consciousness, they say. We raise our hands, and there's the quivering of the bow. The errors of a cosmos conception is released. and the energies flash forth between the Elohims, and a certain light is released from the heart of Alpha and Omega. Now visualize, if you can, that starry configuration of the five-pointed star, says Apollo and Lumini, 5 points of the lights within you. And you feel as the energy flows from the point of the star, each Elohim and divine complement, sending forth the fires to every other point of the star, as far as the star of man. And they will share that with us as we continue on. Now for this microcosmic miracle, we desire to have a counterpoint in form, says Apollo and Lumini. And you, my brothers and sisters, we are that counterpoint, as they tell us. As you are the starry body of man. So now let the Elohims and their energies flow through your force field as we recite once again together. Elohim, Elohim, Om Elohim, Om Elohim, Om Elohim, Om. And now release the fires of the secret rays for the alignment and the balancing of the cosmic consciousness of every living soul throughout the cosmic egg, as we recite once again. Elohim, 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 Om Elohim, Om Elohim, Om Elohim, Om. As the fires flashes forth across the sky, and there appear a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars, 12 cosmic beings of cosmic consciousness, are the crown of the Divine Mother, worn by the Elohim, as they carry that crown through the reaches of time and space and beyond. And one of the things that we'll find in Revelation 12, it shares of the divine beings, how they was working with the mother. And in Revelation 12, it reads, "Now a great sign appeared in heaven, and a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a garland of 12 stars. Then, being with child, she cried out in labor and in pain to give birth. And another sign appeared in heaven. Behold, a great fiery red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 diadems on his head. His tail drew a third part of the star of heaven, and threw them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, who was ready to give birth, to devour her child as soon as it was born. She bore a male child who was to rule the nation with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up to God in his throne. Then the woman fled into the wilderness, where she has a place prepared by God, and they should feed her there 1,260 days. And war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angel fought with the dragon. And the dragon and the angel fought, but they prevailed not, nor was it a place found in heaven for them any longer. So the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, who deceived the world. He was cast to the earth, and his angel was cast out with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven, now salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ has come, for the accuser of our brethren, who have cast them before our God day and night, has been cast down. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they did not love their life to the death. Therefore rejoice, O heaven, and ye who dwell therein. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he know that he has a short time. Now when the dragon saw that he had been cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth to the man-child. But the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, where she is to nourish for a time and a half time from the presence of the serpent. So the serpent spewed water out of his mouth like a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. But the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened his mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon has spewed out of his mouth. And the dragon was enraged with the woman, and he went to make war with the rest of her offspring, who keep the commandments of God and having a testimony of Jesus Christ. So as we can see that we are under surveillance of war, if you will. So we are under the project of putting together that protection and that guidance. So as we are getting ready and be prepared for our golden thread, for our communication as we receive it each and every day with God, as each and every one, as the cosmic virgins are taking forth that light and that speaking back to the heart of God, as they guide us each and every day and giving us that opportunity. It said, now see then, portrayed across the skies, the image of the cosmic virgin. See her face to face, mild understanding, with a sigh and a longing for the Father, and the child of the Holy Spirit, attending the birth of the whole of creation. So is the cosmic virgin adorned by the Elohim, the builders of form. We come with our offering, the science of the mother. We come with the wisdom of her flame. Please recite with me once again. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Now I hear the word of wisdom rod, and see conferred that logos. See the fire of the rod purge system and system a world of their ignorance of the law. As our beloved Apollo and Lumina call forth, blaze forth the light, blaze forth the light, blaze forth the light, says Apollo and Lumina. Shatter, 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 as we call forth the shattering that's all that is not of God. Blaze through, and let the fiat of the solar logoi be for the quickening. Let the quickening appear, says Apollo and Lumini. Let the flame be quickened. Let the golden petals of sacred fire increase, pulsate now within your starry body. See how they dance. See how they dance and prance like proud little flame, joyous flame. elementals in the flame. Mighty salamanders, sylph, gnomes, and undies imitate the dancing and the prancing of the flame. And so they march, and so they perform their calisthenics, their gymnastic, their ballet, and in imitation of the flame. Blaze forth the light of the solar fires, O Helios and Vesta, Helios and Vesta, Helios and Vesta. The Elohim called for the release of the solar fire. Burn through now and let the planet Terra be now bathed in the fires of illumination, of the coronas of the sun, as a rising of the fire in the earth plane. Let the ring of fire, let the strings of fire be tightened now. Let them be taut. Let the earth move with the cycles of illumination, and let the fire be pressed through the physical earth, the elements, the atom. Oh, press through, as our beloved Apollo Illumini call forth the pressing through of the light through the earth. O beings of fire, mighty Zarathustra, O Melchizedek, O priest of the sacred fire, O Rameses and Diana, press through, press through and answer to the call of God. Implement now at the hands of the Elohim. Impress now upon the elements of the earth the name of God as we recite together. I am that I am. 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 So let the letters of living fire dance. Let the flames be free. I am free, O God. Free, O God, am I. O God, thyself, myself, be free, O fire. Blaze forth, burn through. Purge the mental belt of the momentum of ignorance. Burn through and purge the mental belt of the incrustation of stubbornness against the wisdom of the law. Blaze forth. Bind now those entities of ignorance, those fallen one perpetrating that ignorance. So let it be done. So let it be done in the name of the cosmic virgin. Burn through and let the fires of illumination pierce the mind of every soul. Let the piercing ray pass through the mind and let it be the thread of the needle of the divine mother. So let the mother with the thread, that golden thread, attach the souls to the spirit of the living God. So let the thread be the golden thread, the thread that each soul may follow through the labyrinth of karma and the karmic circumstance back to the heart of God and the dancing and the dance of the hour. So follow the thread that is sewn with the hand of the cosmic virgin. So it is thread of contact that we bear. So is a thread of contact with the hierarchy, a delicate thread, a thread sewn in the harmony of the law, a thread of the golden, a thread of golden, a thread that will carry you home, a thread that will tremble when God speak, a thread that will be moved by your impulse, pulling the thread and saying, "Oh God, hear me. I am here below in the footstool kingdom." So as we find out that beloved Father, once the thread is moved, he's there to hear our calls. As they speak forth that light, as we need that protection and that guidance, as we need that movement of the Almighty. So although we are here on planet Terra, as it says in the footstool kingdom, moving through the labyrinth here on planet Earth, there's planet Terra as they call it. But the thread that we have, although it might seem like a labyrinth to us, but God knows our every move. God knows where we are. He's the one that's guiding us back to him, giving us that movement of the thread so that we are able to make that call when we need him, when we need his protection. It makes no difference what type of situation you might be in. It makes no difference what need you have. You still have that communication and that thread. So as we speak it forth and we call on the Almighty, that vibration is going forth and going back to God. So you can tug upon the heartstring of the cosmic virgin, says Apollo Illumini, the cosmic father mother principle of life. So then you will feel the answer and you will feel the rhythm of a cosmos, yet aborting in the womb of the cosmic virgin. Let it be filled. Let the cosmic egg scintillating with yellow fire. As we began our study today, Apollo and Lumina shared with us of the cosmic scintillating yellow fire. We were told that there's a fountain of living flame of yellow white fire that bubble and rise and fall in the center of their retreat. It is the focal point of the precipitation of the fire as the water of the mother. So you always got to have somewhere to be able to know where the call is coming through, where the guidance is being sent back and guided through. As Apollo and Illumini continue with their calls, oh, I am, oh, I am, oh, I am, oh, I am. As we have always said in making our calls, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desire. So as we make our calls and knowing who the I am is and where we are placing that call, because when we speak forth, I am, we're speaking forth as the I am of God. So that is the reason that you don't go around and say, I am sick, because you don't want to put that light, because what you're calling forth and speaking it as so. So you don't accept those things that's not of the light. You accept that I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. So what the thing that God has given us is that light and that opportunity to be that being of violet fire. I am the greatness of God here on planet Earth. So as you accept who you are, then that's what you end up being. I had an opportunity that I had been going to the doctor, and for whatever reason, they was just continuing to give me medication. And it was, it was getting to where I didn't even feel like myself. So in taking the medication, I got transferred. Well, I transferred from one doctor to another one. And when I got to the doctor, he and I was sitting down and having a conference, and he was sitting across the table from me, and we was communicating, and he was looking at me, and he wanted to know why did they have me on all this medication. And it's like, well, that's something that, they would have to answer or you would have to answer. And he said, what's wrong with you? I said, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not sick. And he says, he looked at me again and, and he sat there and we talked for a few more minutes. And he says, Frank, what's wrong with you? I said, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not sick. And so anyway, long story short, I'm not going to take you through the wholeness of it, but he ended up changing the whole scenario of where I was taking about 8 different medications. And he says, well, you know what? He says, I know you're not sick. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this right now. He says, for the next 30 days, I'm going to give you 2 items that I want you to take. And after that, it was a whole difference in my whole setting. And that's the reason I am where I am now. And just kind of knowing, and you getting this teaching this day, it's not too late, but it's always let me know that as we speak forth of I am, whatever you accept within your being, that's what you become. And as I shared with him, I'm not sick. So I knew that I wasn't sick, and he knew it by sitting there and talking to me. But that's where Apollo and Lumina is sharing with us today. When you using the I am to make that call and accept who you are and what it is that you want in your lifetime, this is what God is going to shed forth on you. Because of that, it was a blessing for me to go away from there and work with it for the next month. I began to feel like Frank Evans, the person that I am. So it kind of moved in that direction. And it goes on to say the echo of the voice of hierarchy as a light bouncing on the sides of the cosmic egg, back and forth, back and forth. The momentum of the light bouncing off of space, off of time, off of infinity, back and forth, as the motion and the movement of the polarity of God. So is the universe alive, alive with cosmic being and cosmic consciousness. Apollo Illumini is letting us know that we are the cosmic consciousness. We are beings unfettered by time and space. And he says, come now and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Come now into the logos, the inner reasoning of your inner being. Sit up tall, move into the force field of your I am presence. Know your reality and see how that force field, that body temple is a point of contact in time and space. Look down upon yourself, says Apollo and Lumini. Look down and see yourself as the altar of God in matter. Use that altar. Project light from the heart of your identity, the light of the I am that I am. Project now that light as you stand in the center of the flaming monad, your God consciousness. As we speak together once again, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. So now you see the perspective of the infinite, one upon the finite aspect. See how the golden thread of the mother extend or down into time and space, holding that aspect of yourself for the time of fulfillment, of reunion. Now let the cosmic legion, the legions of victory, of wisdom, and of the mother intensify by the electrode of beings of the action of the sacred fire and terror. From the white fire core of the sacred of the surface, let the atom rising from the sound and the soundless sound of illumination. Om. 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 For you, for us, you are a point of contact in a plane, in a dimension where by cosmic law we may not go. We may not intercede or interfere unless we are called upon. With your free will, you have placed yourself in our aura this night, says Apollo Illumini. For a moment, you have become cells in the body consciousness of Apollo and Illumini. For a moment, your souls have been quickened in the frequencies of our dwelling place, in the Most High God, that is your own individuality, your own I am presence. Will you not make that moment the duration of this embodiment? It's a question to us. So Apollo and Lumina is asking us, will we not make that moment the duration of this embodiment? And we would have to say yes. Will you not ask and receive the calling to be called of the Elohim unto the hour of your ascension. For only by having these body cells here below can we enter and entertain wisdom glow, sacred fires of the heart of God, banking those fires for the hour of victory. If you ask and receive that call, then it is set. It is sealed. You have an opening. You have opened the end of being to receive the cosmic Christ consciousness of the Elohim. And then you will see how we will anchor the ark of the golden yellow fire and the golden liquid light from our retreat into your heart, from the consciousness in those moments of crisis. When there is a critical balance that is required, when the hierarchy search for the world over and find a soul free, to find a soul there who can be used as a chalice. For this is of that frequency of hierarchy that is the requirement of the moment. So as we are being asked to look and be that chalice, that they are able, being Apollo and Lumini, to work with and to work through. We have to give that permission because they are not allowed to just walk through and dance within that being. But as we are given that opportunity to be that light and that guidance, we are saying yes and signing on to that. So you have but to give the word in your heart now and speak the word and the invitation to say, in the name of my Christ's reality, I am a chalice for the Elohim forevermore. As we speak it, in the name of my Christed reality, I am the chalice for the Elohim forevermore. In the name of my Christ reality, I am a chalice for the Elohim forevermore. So let it be, let it prepare your victory. So let it be for the fulfillment of the cosmic cycle and the virgin cosmos consciousness here in matter, here on Terra. I am keeping the flame of the cosmic consciousness of wisdom until you become that cosmic consciousness of Elohimic wisdom incarnate. Lo, the joy of the Lord. Lo, the joy of his appearing, when the word of wisdom is made flesh within you. Hasten the day, hasten today. Let it be your fiat, for you are God in action. Hail, O God incarnate.